Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Alright, perfect. Hello everyone, my name's Ethonra, and welcome back to Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. I have a surprise for you all, or a pseudo-surprise because it's going to be in the title. But I'm going to actually do the Witch Queen campaign, and I'll explain why once we really get into it. First, I am sending a link to a special somebody who wanted to drop by to see me play for the first time. And funnily enough, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be doing this right now. So you got her to thank. Not that I'm going to tell you who she is, of course. So funnily enough, when I was playing Destiny 2 while talking to her, I was...
In times of crisis, people look to their leaders for answers. But ever since the planets were ripped from our sky, it seems all I can offer are more questions. And now, with Mars returned, I hardly know where to start. Where is she?
Your theory was correct. The relic is of the pyramids. There's no doubt.
Word is out about Mars.
I need more time.
The Cabal are mobilizing. We need to... Secure the camp!
It seems they have another target.
What are they aiming at?
Savathun.
Thank you, JJ. I'm genuinely surprised it was you. Okay, so they're gonna make me pick. Since you don't know this and I don't know how long you're gonna stay, I'll try to be as brief as I can. I'm half tempted to do Become Legend again. Maybe it'll be okay because my character is much stronger. Plus I'll be getting free upgrade modules out the entire time. Then again, yeah, this one says I can just do it at a higher level, so I should be able to do this one, and then when I want to come back, I should be able to come back for the upgrade modules. So that's what I'll do, simply for the ease of the stream, I'll do this one. Because I've already... Oh, I don't have it on this character yet. Oh, give me a second, I gotta get there. It's either in seasonal or account, I'm thinking. Nope, it's not there. Well, I'll just explain it while I'm looking for it. So, it's not going to be there either. Oh, where would it be? I must have missed it. Anyway, you get a special emblem for beating the campaign on the highest difficulty, which I've done solo. But I'm not sure where it is. I would thought it would have been around here, but I'm not seeing it. I guess just for laughs, I'll go ahead and look through all of these. Oh, of course. Why would it be there? Yeah, so this is the one you get. It even tells you right there, the Witch Queen campaign. So I've already done the hardest difficulty. That's why I got this. Unfortunately, there is no emblem for doing it on the hardest difficulty solo. So I'm definitely not going to do it again for no reason, aside for those materials I need. So, yeah, as I was saying, a special somebody, thanks to them, is the reason why I have my new hunter in the first place. Because when I was talking to her, it just dawned on me, like, you know, I want to show off the campaign, but I can't because I can't rewatch the cutscenes. But I wasn't in the mood to make a new character because I would have to, it would just slow me down too much. I'd have to transfer all that stuff, and I wanted to just hop into it. So then when I was talking to her, she asked me what game I was playing, Destiny 2. She's never seen me play anything before. So I thought, hey, why not? Because I'm used to making new hunters. Even my friend Kuru, I told him about that, how making new characters, I did it all the time in Destiny 1, so that's not a big deal for me. But I decided to make a new character, and I'll stream this. But, wait a minute. I want to see if they're going to talk. Because if they're not, I want to check to make sure my audio is okay first, so one moment. Okay, a bit of lag there. Okay, seems fine. Actually, no, it didn't. Crap. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit. Turn this down to 7. That could be fine. Okay, let's see if you can hear me over this. Yeah. Alright, I think I was actually confused the first time. It seems okay. If it wasn't okay before, it's definitely okay now. So, we are good. We can continue the stream. All the boring stuff is out of the way. Let's go. Oh, one other thing. I've mentioned this in the past before, but you see sometimes my character... I'm doing it on purpose this time, but you see sometimes when I'm moving my character, will just do this, or suddenly do this. It's because my controller is bad. The analog sticks don't stick the way I want them to, so if I'm shooting at something, and all of a sudden I go like this, that's why.
Guardian, Eris and I are establishing hidden operations near the cradle. What's your location?
We're in some kind of crop field.
What you see is a window into the Golden Age. Mars has returned with temporal instabilities, and Savathun's presence here is no coincidence.
We believe the reappearance of Mars drove her out of hiding, and our intel says she may be in a weakened state. The Cabal fleet is blocking the flight path onto her ship. We need you to find a way to get up there and track Savathun down.
This may be our only chance to strike.
Yep. So, for those who have noticed, you're probably wondering why my Ace of Spades is silver right now. That's because of the emblem. It'd be easier to do this. This emblem right here. Actually, let me show you the other one too while I'm at it, because I meant to grab it, but I forgot. I decided to change it because, personally, I have a little trouble aiming with the golden one. Yep, I have this too. Got 3 to thank for that. But yeah, depending on the emblem you have, that'll change the gun. If you just have nothing related to Osiris, it'll be that golden color, which looks fine, but like I told you, it's kind of distracting to me. And if you pick this one, it turns red. Again, that's a bit much. Does look nice, but a bit too much. So I go with this one. It's tame, still looks good, and I like it. Adds a bit more flair to the gun without overpowering it. So yeah, JJ and mysteriously familiar woman, you know who you are. I don't think either of you have seen this campaign before, so if you don't want spoilers, now's your chance. And if you don't want to hear me rant about the things I don't like, this is definitely your last chance. Nice. Actually, I got something special for that one.
Cabal are setting up a giant cannon. I have an idea. Head inside and get me to a console.
So yeah, since I said most of what I wanted to say the first time, because I thought I could actually stream everything, I'm not going to bother too much about that. So you'll have to bear with me if I'm quiet for the most part during this first part of the game. But don't worry, I'll have things to talk about when I get to the next part, because I didn't play that on stream. Also, I'm going to try to do the entire thing tonight, and hopefully not get any interruptions. Maybe the occasional one or two, but hoping to do it all in one stream, and not two.
Bring me to the console. Let's see how this cannon works. I heard Savathun went into hiding thanks to the Awoken Queen, Mara Sov. So why is she showing herself again so soon? Seems too reckless for a god of cunning.
Yeah, anytime I get a headshot with this gun, it creates dirty fireworks. Yep, just like that. Oh, and you know when it's a headshot or a precision shot whenever the number is gold. That is known as a finisher.
Okay, got it. We need fuel, power, and projectile control. You'll be the projectile, of course. I know what you're thinking, but trust me. This will work. My plans always work. Let's start with opening the fuel lines.
JJ, you probably can relate to this, but MFW probably can't. My very special friend that's here right now, or at least I'm assuming it's her. She hasn't said anything. But yeah, JJ, you should be able to relate to this, is how when the Cabal drop down in those pods, if you're standing right beneath it, it will kill you. That still happens. I see it occasionally, especially in things like Dares of Eternity, Zer's little game show. You would think by now they would have changed that to just put a little AoE marker on the ground to let you know what's up, literally. But no, instant death. That's your reward, your eternal reward. Yeah, this is a new trick I learned, by the way. I'm not sure if I demonstrated this on the other stream, but you can actually go back-to-back invisible if you do like this. So it's really fun. I still wish... Oh, he kind of knows where I am. Alright. I do kind of wish you'd at least get like a power strength boost or something whenever you come out of invisibility. You know, to really bring home that assassin feel. Of course, a knife in the back is not going to be enough to take him out, so... A drop kick. Yeah, a drop kick will probably do it. Yeah, I know you remember, JJ. How could you not? A lot of heavy ammo out here.
One more to go.
I'm gonna remove that explosive just so it doesn't get shot if I'm taking cover behind it, like now. He just stood there and let that happen. And there's the first one. Be right back. Alright, do I know it or do I know it? I told you there'd be interruptions. Also, for the sake of convenience, instead of calling my other close friend, who will remain nameless, as I do for you all, MFW, I'll just call her LL for now. And when she asks why, I'll tell her.
Few lines open.
Oh, another neat trick about being invisible, depending on how I get it, is it gives me... I thought it did. Yeah, about to say, I thought it did that time, so it was kind of weird. It gives me wall hacks, so I can see through walls. Which helps with things like that. So, yeah, JJ, they've changed how the Void subclass works. So you definitely need to try it out, especially if Void was already your favorite. It's rapidly becoming my new favorite. I don't know if I'll put it over Gunslinger yet, because that'd be unfair, since Gunslinger has not gotten its rework yet. But as of right now, I'm tempted to say the new Void subclass.
Next up, generators.
I would say I do enjoy it more than Gunslinger, just because I have more options. Like that dodge, for example. Not only does it make me invisible, and it might have been a while for you, JJ, but that dodge animation is actually special. Even amongst hunters, only the Night Stalker, specifically with the fragment, I believe what it's called, that I have on, does that dodge. All the other ones do like a dodge roll or a twirl. And don't even get me started on Warlock and Titan. Titan is virtually unkillable now, and Warlock... Honestly, I don't feel Warlock is all that different, because a lot of the abilities, funnily enough, that Warlock had, the other subclasses have now. So, I'm no Destiny scientist, so I can't really get into it. But as far as I can tell, they've changed, but it doesn't feel like they changed that much. Definitely not compared to Hunters and Titans. But of course, that'll probably change when they get their arc or solar upgrades, where their class will feel different compared to the other two. Like Titans or Warlocks with trip mine grenades. Something usually only reserved for Hunters.
You know, if I were a god of cunning, I wouldn't show up with a giant ship. It's like saying, here I am, come kill me. Or maybe Savathun's waving a red flag at a bull. Maybe we're the bull.
Don't technically need this, save for the grenade, but I'd rather save my flag, so I'm not going to use it.
We need 2 override codes to get the lift moving. Only Cabal engineers carry them.
Gonna have to remember that heavy ammo's over here. So, probably gonna need it very soon. I knew you were there. Nice try, though. Oh yeah, I forgot. They have instant transmission. That'll happen sometimes. Hopefully it'll never be at a critical moment, but knowing my luck. LL might not know about what I call my Ethonra luck, but she'll probably know by the end of the stream what that is.
Get me to that console. I'll activate the lift.
I'm gonna enjoy going through this on the hard difficulty again. At least I won't be getting completely decimated. Oh, that reminds me. I was about to do it, but I knew the room wasn't clear. Once I clear the room, I'll show you how my stats look compared to last time, and why I told you this is pretty much the ideal roll for all my armor. It only has one significant flaw. Well, even then it's not truly significant. I have over 100 mobility, which is very important because one of the you know, I might as well just look, so I'll make sure I got the fragments, aspects, right. So this aspect is what allows that really fancy dodge, and these are the aspects I'm using. This one's particularly I like a lot, but it sacrifices mobility, so I have to give myself over 10, 110 or more. In my case, it would have been 112, so that when I put it on, I really don't lose anything. So that's great. The other one is 91 recovery. I'd like to have 100, but 91 is so good, it's not too big of a deal. And then 100 intelligence is self-explanatory. The sooner I get my super, the better. So,
lift is active. We just have to adjust the trajectory.
So the only thing I would change is getting more recovery. but I'm not too sure what I'd sacrifice for that. It would probably be strength. Actually, it would definitely be strength. Because thanks to Gambler's Dodge, as long as I dodge near something, and I can turn invisible, so that's an extra bonus. As long as I dodge near something and get a escape out of jail free card from it, thanks to the invisibility, I'll automatically get all of my strength back. So
the Cabal came prepared for war. Not with us, but with Savathun. I wonder how they knew she was going to be here.
So yeah, if I had to choose something to sacrifice, it would definitely be strength. But unfortunately, it's not up to me. And again, it's not too big of a deal. I'm okay with 91 recovery.
All right, the cannon is aligning. Time to reload, Guardian.
Oh yeah, it's this way.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. But I'll stand by to revive, just in case. To my knowledge, no Guardian has ever been on Savathun's ship before. Either she's inviting us aboard, or she's so weak after that encounter with Queen Mara that she's getting clumsy. I'm hoping for the latter, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Y'all like how my hunter slid under those bullets and then fired from the hip straight through that dude's skull? I think that was kind of cool. But that's just me. Oh, fun fact. In addition to this killing me one time, something else I noticed is, I don't know what causes it, but you should definitely try to fight the momentum when you land. Because one time, either I straight up didn't, or I did it too late, and I got like right here. Nearly slid off because of that. That's something else you probably won't know.
We made it onto the ship, and we're seeing traces of void light. Seems like maybe another Guardian got up here first.
That's impossible. Perhaps we've acted too hastily. There are too many unknowns.
Savathun is the god of cunning. To wait for a moment when her intentions are clear, we would wait forever.
Not forever. Just until we can provide backup. Guardian, Eris and I are pinned down. If you turn back now, it'll give us more time to plan.
I don't think Savathun will give us free time, Ikora. This might be our only shot. Don't worry, we'll handle it.
Be careful.
Right. So I decided to come back and look at these because I actually wanted to make a point. To me, when I first played this, I thought this was actually a nice touch because you would think a Guardian did this, but Ikora Rey basically confirmed we're the only ones up here. So what could have done this? And we might get an answer to that a bit later. But as I was saying, LL, you won't know this, but I have this phrase that I coined called destiny physics. And it causes some really, really wonky things. Like my hunter can be shot in the head by a sniper and live. But if she stubs her toe on like really weird architecture, it'd be like an instant death. I'm not even kidding. I call that destiny physics. And you will almost certainly see examples of that. Or it'll be scripted events that have to happen, and it might kill you anyway. Like when was shot out of that cannon, it's very possible that I'll just die for no reason. Like I said, I'm almost certain there'll be some examples later. We just got to get to them. Not that I'm eager to do that, but I'm confident we'll find some before the stream is over with. And I guess I'll go ahead and explain that since you two weren't here for my last one. These are a new breed of hive called the, well, I'll let the game tell you once we get there.
Did you see that moth just now? It was glowing with light. Not corrupted light, Guardian, but light like ours.
Yeah, so when you see these particular hive with that blue health bar, it means they're hosting a moth, which gives them free health, essentially. Once you break the health bar, the moth is exorcised, but it will just find a new host, like it did right there. So what you want to do to prevent that is either kill off all the hosts, which will take too long no matter how you slice it, or, and I'll show you the other method, well technically I already showed you, but there's actually a third one that's kind of fun to do, and that's to turn them into living grenades. like that, and then do that. I was able to take out the moth and the host. Nice. Sometimes the knights will get enraged if you get their health really, really low. It's not too big of a threat unless they're already really strong. Because knights and captains are two of the most, well, and minotaurs are three of the most dangerous melee enemies in the game, all varying on difficulty, but generally speaking, they're the worst ones. I remember one of my little strats back in Destiny 1 was to always carry a arc shotgun for knights and captains. Could carry one for Void as well for the Minotaur, but I try not to get close to them if it can be helped, and they usually don't rush at you. They usually don't rush at you like some knights will. That was a moth that just blew up on me, by the way. Didn't even see it. Ah, yep, I was about to say, I could have swore I saw another one. Ooh, just made it. Thank you, 100 mobility. Technically, my character hasn't done this before, so I'm a little surprised there's not at least one chest. Because I was being serious. When I jumped into this, I went straight into the hardest difficulty, so...
The Hive shouldn't be able to use the light against us. They shouldn't be able to use it at all. The Traveler would never grant them that power. Not willingly, anyway. This just isn't adding up. We need to find Savathun.
So yeah, I honestly thought I'd at least get a regular chest from there, but either the game is still acknowledging that I've done this already because I have the emblem, or you generally do not get a chest for doing casual mode. I'm not sure. I'm not going to make the same mistake last time. Oh, good. I was kind of afraid it might have bounced between the bars.
I'm picking up unusual energy readings from that statue.
Look at all those
Let's make a quick
enemies.
detour.
Okay, that was not me. That was that Destiny physics I was telling you about. I was looking for one of those. I probably could get some more from where I was, but I'll worry about that when I get there.
Those moths will attack if you don't shoot them, Guardian.
Hold still, you little devil. Now, this is the one I almost always forget. Oh. Because it's kind of hidden behind that chandelier. And there's one right there. That one was especially hidden. See what I mean about how wonky their flying can be? And it's weird too, it's like there's no aim assist when I'm shooting at them. I have to actually be aiming. Well, not that that's not a big deal, but it feels like the bullets are not actually magnetized to them like it is virtually everything else.
That statue doesn't look Hive. I've never seen anything like it. Looks like pyramid technology. What's it doing on Savathun's ship?
Good question.
We should bring it back to Ikora.
Here comes the welcoming committee. Oh, I should also mention this. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened already. But I'm sure I have it on stream somewhere, and it's probably going to happen here anyway. is Ace does not always cause the explosion Firefly effect. I think that's because there's actually a soft cooldown that has not been, that's not officially mentioned anywhere. Oh, look at all those sneaky enemies. Yeah, I'll leave it alone. Yep, I'm glad I did. Interesting. I don't actually have that one equipped. And we weren't high enough in the air for that to be triggered, so I don't know. I guess that's Destiny physics. Again, but not screwing me over for once. Alright. Also, they don't count for Memento Mori for some reason. Roundhouse.
There are reports of Savathun trying to capture Void Light from dead Guardians. Maybe this is related. Maybe she's been studying the Void all this time. Could that be how she did this?
Alright, here we go.
That was Savathun. Hurry.
Genuinely a fun fight coming up. Also, I heard, yeah, that kind of confirms it.
That's Void Light.
I love suppressor grenades. Yeah, whenever their eyes glow with the element they represent, that means they have their super ready. So for this one, when they glow purple, watch out.
No, that's impossible. Is that a ghost? It can't be. Get me closer, Guardian. I have to see.
It's about as close as I can get you, Ghost.
I can't believe it. Why is that ghost helping the Hive?
Aw, I forgot to change my super.
That thing
Whoops.
is not like me. You see that, right?
Yeah, I see.
I can't believe this. We have to keep going. Oh, Traveler, what has she done to you?
Yeah, I prefer the Mobius, or not the Mobius quiver, the Deadfall. Oh, right behind me. Thank you, Ace. I love this gun. Kind of miss using it since I was so obsessed with getting the perfect Hawk Moon back in last season. Yep, it even eats wizards. You know, my favorite enemies in the entire game. I could literally talk about how much I love... Oh, how much I love Ace for the entire stream, but I won't do that. Last thing I want is to annoy my audience. Cool. Oh, and that's an excellent example. I said that last stream. They don't make that noise anymore, or at least these don't. So they can sneak up on you really easily. And I think that's a little unfair. Not really worth complaining about, but just you didn't need to change that. You made them artificially more difficult when they were fine as they were. Plenty of people still die to cursed thralls without them having to be mute. It's always the acolytes that be hiding away, I swear. Oh yeah, this should be the ogre. I think he's gonna come on that side. Nah, we'll see. Oh, nope. Guess I'm wrong. I'm gonna go and grab that now before it disappears. Yeah, still no chest. Whatever. So, we all get to see the cutscene now, so that's always good. Well, once we escape, I mean. I gotta plug my phone up. Alright, let's go.
What is this place? This doesn't look like a hive throne world.
And yet, it is. I still hold on to what I say. This place is beautiful in a almost creepy kind of way. They already know I'm here. They don't just randomly fire off their boomers. Oh, that reminds me. No, I'm pretty sure I said that, but just in case I didn't, in the last video, a tip that I would give if you're doing this on the hard difficulty, because you know most of the enemies are going to be hive, so it's a very good idea in my opinion. Make sure you put on arc resistance, and if you feel like a concussive dampener for the night boomers, because they will eat you alive in that mode. I'm not even kidding. They never miss. They spam fire even worse than the wizards, and you already know how aggressive the wizards can be, and chances are you'll be fighting 2, 3, 4 at once, so you'll just get absolutely murked if you don't find cover or find some way to fight back efficiently. I guess you could also do Risk Runner. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But even then, Risk Runner can only absorb so much. Yep, that's exactly what I was waiting on. Well, kind of, because now it's enraged. That's right, a little closer. Right in the gut.
Tell me, O honored guest.
It's her.
How did you do it? How did you find the strength to destroy something so like yourself?
I will still save it.
There!
To look in a mirror and kill what looks bad.
If I had my super, I actually would have shot it like right around here. So then when they try to rush me, maybe actually like right there. Anyway, when they try to rush me, they'd get tethered, and it just snowballed from there. Oh wow. I think that actually like bounced between his legs. What a way to go. There might have been some aim assist there. It didn't feel like that shot should have connected. That or I led the shot really well. Also, that they're all trying to rush me just reminded me of something. Don't remember if I said this either. Uh-oh. Gonna try to make this quick. Yeah, that's about as quick as I can make it. Also, funny how...
You're strong, but that was too easy.
Yeah, it's definitely doing Destiny stuff. Or is this Savathun just messing with me? Yeah, she's not even doing the line. Uh-oh. I think the server actually crapped out. Because why would it when I have the most amount of people show up? I think it was like 6. I don't think I've ever had 6. The highest I get is usually 1, which is myself. Well, hopefully, you know, it did just actually crap out, but hopefully it'll just pop me back into the room so I can do that again. Because the servers just had maintenance. Not even, what, 4 hours ago, give or take? But anywho, let me go and finish my point, since we got nothing else going on. And it's something I've been noticed, but for some reason it was never more apparent than when playing the Witch Queen on Legendary. When you're fighting thralls or enemies that usually run up to you to swing and they're usually shorter than you, and they're usually shorter than you, aim low. Like, for some reason, I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to other people who play this game pseudo-religiously. If you try to hit a thrall right as it jumps and slashes at you, 9 times out of 10 you will miss. It's like they will duck down, hit you, and then your blow will go over their head. So you need to aim low already to catch them as they're coming down, and hopefully you won't get hit. Usually I don't when I do that, but at the same time I don't think when it's happening. I just be like, oh, you're approaching me, so then I attack. But I think it would help if you back up and then aim low so they kind of jump into your melee attack. And of course, if you have a ranged melee attack, then it's no big deal at all, but sooner or later a thrall's going to get in there. So that's my tip for that. Remember earlier how I said, you know, I wanted to finish the stream in just 1 or 2 parts? Now we're having server issues. Well, technically I said 1 part, but I predicted it to be 2. So yeah, LL, that's my Ethonra luck. What do you think? You need more proof, you say? Oh, don't worry. It'll come. Alright, let's see where they drop me off at.
In times of crisis,
Hold that thought.
people
I know
look
they ain't
to
about to
their
say I need to do
leaders
this
for
all over again.
answers.
Yeah, I don't have
But
a
ever
choice.
since the planets
Alright,
were
let's skip this and see what happens. Is it really going to spawn me all the way back? Because that'll be kind of silly. Yeah, good. That mark right there means there's a checkpoint. But this is still happening because I'm streaming, so why wouldn't it? Not only streaming, but JJ showed up, which is pretty rare. And then LL, who has never shown up, is here. Plus, I got at least 1 more mystery person here. And I'm getting server issues, because why not? But don't worry, I'm not going to grab the entire time. Not in front of my biggest audience ever. I'll keep it to myself. I've made my point. But yeah, hopefully it'll calm down soon. I'm not going to quit unless the game makes me quit. Like, will not even load anymore. So, you stick with me, I'll stick with you. Elderberry. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Come on, Destiny, you're making me look stupid. I'm never gonna have 6 people in here again. I gotta say though, I do like that image there, screenshot, whatever you want to call it. Oh, yeah, I should go and talk about this. I'm gonna have to remember to leave a comment on that video. I can't remember who it is, but there's this other Destiny 2 YouTube. I think it might have been Cool Guy. He mentioned this weapon, and I like it a lot just because of how it looks. And for you, LL, you'll be kind of new to this. This thing I would consider almost perfect if it wasn't for this, handling. I would have much rather preferred stability or range, but everything else on this gun I say is perfect. Okay, cool, so we're right here.
You're strong, but that was too easy.
It did seem too easy, didn't it?
Well, she at least talked this time. The one time you were hoping that the server issue might have been a trick from Savathun. Am I right? Okay, it actually went through that time. I got experience. I should also recommend, or not recommend, but I should also mention that if you do things like this with new characters, you get more EXP. So it will be longer, you know, obviously, but it will get you EXP if you just make new characters and keep playing through the story. I don't do it for that reason. Mine are usually happenstance, but it's just a nice bonus for me. Oh, I'll finish talking about that pulse rifle once all this is over with.
Guardian, do you read me?
We're here, Ikora. We're back on Mars.
Back? From where?
Savathun's throne world.
I know, we should have checked in, but we had Savathun in our sights. That might have been our only shot at her, and we couldn't miss it.
I understand completely. That's not like Savathun to allow herself to be seen so easily.
There's something else. Before we left the ship, we ran into one of her knights. And it...
It had a ghost, Ikora. Same as any other light bearer.
I knew that was about to happen. Come on, game. It was just fine this morning. Was just fine all last week. But when I'm streaming with new people... But yeah, LL, that's pretty much the Ethonra luck. Welcome to the experience. So anyway, while this shenanigan is going on, as I was saying, this pulse rifle is almost perfect. Almost perfect to me, and I really like how these two perks work together. This weapon gains bonus stability, handling, not that I care, and reload speed while the wielder is in motion. Increase movement speed and target acquisition when moving while aiming down sights. And then of course high caliber rounds. I always love this one out of armor piercing and ricochet and accurized and steady. High caliber is always my favorite. Heck, it's even on ace, as a matter of fact, for good reason, because it's good. And then of course there's this one. Well, I would show you, but the land tank, which... Okay, so what is it, man? Elderberry, baboon, weasel, bee, octopus, Mandingo, is that the next one? Is that the one? It feels like it should be called Mandingo. Y'all know why. Also, LL, sorry this experience sucks so much, but I should just let you know, they normally don't, well, they kinda do if I'm being honest, but generally speaking, they don't go this way. This is just one of those, it wants to screw with me kind of moments. Normally, this doesn't happen. Typically, the streams go okay. Well, I appreciate that, LL, but you know, you can just leave your comments down below. I'll still see it. It's probably better you do that, actually. That way I don't have to, that way I don't end up missing it. But thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not even going to click anything. I want to actually test something. I'm going to just wait here. Just bear with me for like 20 seconds, just to see what happens. Oh, are you sure? Mandingo? Code Mandingo? Are you sure I can play? For real? I'm touching my controller. Are you sure? Are you sure? No takesy backsies. Are you for real? Okay then. Man, this stream is gonna be like 5 times as long just because of crap like that. Well, as I was trying to say earlier about the chest back there, when I played it on Legendary for the first time, as well, you guys didn't see it because I didn't do it, but you always get 2 chests every single time. So when it only dropped 1 chest, that told me something was up. So I also think it's interesting that, unless my account is special, because I've already done this, every time you cleared one of those rooms out on the normal difficulty, there was no chest. But at the very end, you get one. I don't know. That's still a little suspicious. Not suspicious as the first one, but pretty close.
Light-bearing hive, complete with their own ghosts. I should have seen this coming. But how? We're in a new paradigm now, Guardian, where the boundaries between are becoming increasingly blurred. Especially between what's right and what's wrong. If I had been in your place, to be honest, I don't know what I would have done. But there's no use dwelling on that. Let's assess what we do know. I see you picked up a clue along the way. One that might explain why Savathun decided to return alongside Mars. According to your ghost telemetry, that fragment is giving off the same vibrations as the pyramid tech relic. That just so happened to return with Mars. Go take a look. I'll explain more when you report back.
Hey, Carpsy. Welcome to the stream.
We stand behind you. I know you are capable.
Thanks, Ikora. So, for the final time, this is what the other perk does, which I think also...
Course. Not here.
Which I think also works pretty good with these two. Land tank. I'm going to let you read it, because as soon as I start talking, Ikora's going to say something. So basically, it encourages a run-and-gun style, and because of how fast it shoots and how accurate it can be, I think it would be okay. Again, not a Crucible doctor, so I don't know, but it feels
Guardians
good.
have been combing Mars since it reappeared. No way they'd have missed this. It's definitely new. Let's get a closer look.
Hmm. I just refreshed the live chat just to make sure everyone's still there. Most of you are. And somehow I got 4 likes on the video already. I think that's a new world record. I'm not even kidding. New world record being mine, of course, not the actual world. I don't even know why I feel compelled to say that. Thanks, Cart. That's 5 now. Alright, Carp, you take care. See ya. And thanks again. Alright, where are we doing next? Oh yeah, I should do this. This'll help. Oh, actually, right. This is part of the story. You have to build this thing. Kind of cool, though. Now that I'm doing it technically again, because my light level is much higher, this should also be much higher. So I'm just going to pick what I picked last time. I honestly don't plan to use this thing because I don't care for glaives. Maybe if they were a heavy weapon, I'd be more tempted to use them. Oh, I should also point this out. I don't know if the developers, Bungie, whatever, did it on purpose, but little lore drop for you all. The goal, allegedly, originally, was the darkness was seeking the final shape. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of neat. Alright, well, there's our glaive for 1546. That challenge should not actually be there because I've done this already. Well, I'm in the wrong thing anyway. Well, while I'm here, why not? Let's just see what it all is. You know, while we're here, just give me a second. I'm actually curious, just to show you how much I like Gunslinger. Yeah, I don't care for Outlaw. I like... Was it Deadeye, I think it's called? Yeah, and that's my least favorite. That's why that's basically nothing. Sharpshooter. Oh, okay, over 1,000. That sounds about right. I'll tell you what, man, if you ever get... That's interesting. That'd go... I mean, it makes sense, and I like that. For those who remember the Hero's Burden video I uploaded a little bit ago. Whoops, went too far. And that's the wrong button. I'll also go ahead and show you this, just to show you all I didn't make that up. And if I was thinking, I would have done it then, but this is me we're talking about. See? Saladin. In honor of Saladin. Makes a lot more sense now with that cutscene, huh? There's a reason why this name attracted me, and finally understand why, years later. It suits him far better now than it did back then. And then the other thing we wanted to check on is the seasonal stuff. I'm not going to grab this yet because I'd rather take the one from Xur, finish it, and then grab this one. Because I don't really have anything to spend it on right now, so I'm not worried about it. And I can always come and claim it later, as long as I do it before the season ends. Okay, that was just free experience, because I promise you I've done this already. But I'm not complaining. I don't question miracles. Oh, is that the tiny violin emote? I've never seen it before, but judging from that, that's what it looked like. Yep, basically. That's almost as good as this one. I don't know, they're both good. I'll make up my mind later. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to the story.
Oh, that was something. Not sure exactly what that something was, or what that something did to you. Hopefully nothing bad.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the last stream, but I didn't show it because there was no cutscene, so I just stopped. That's the other darkness-related power that you get, which again is interesting because the lore says my character has interacted with the darkness. Clearly she hasn't, but they wrote it into the story to where even if you don't have stasis, you still have that power, which is darkness. So I like how they did that. Also, fun fact, this Titan, this Warlock, and this Hunter all have dialogue if you stand close to them long enough. But as I was saying, the reason why I don't care for the glaive is because, one, I'd like it better if it was a heavy weapon, and two, I don't want to replace this Last Dance. I've had this thing, I don't even know how long, and it's probably the best sidearm I've ever owned. Also, I like the fact that I can put this on it, because it has great stability, almost max stability, interestingly enough. High caliber rounds, you already know how I love that. Outlaw, and then Dragonfly. So it was really, really good for crowd control. Very good for crowd control. Ace can do that too, thanks to Funeral Pyre and Firefly. But for whenever I'm not using Ace, like if I'm using the Hawk Moon, which does not excel at crowd control, I got this. Or if I'm going to use Dead Man's Tale, same thing. Loud Lullaby, same thing. So I really love that sidearm. I really have to be forced to replace it.
What is it?
If I'm ever going to use anything else, like for a Nightfall.
Here I was, bemoaning the fact that we now had 2 mysteries to solve. And you, Wilson, making breakthroughs left and right. So, the relic rendered a full blueprint out of a single fragment. Almost as if you were shaping that weapon based on its own memory. Which parallels the distortions all over the planet. Open wounds where the past bleeds into the present. Somehow the relic can manipulate time. With the right conduit, of course. Which Savathun happened to have. But could she use the relic? And what for? Questions just keep piling up. It seems the answers are buried within Savathun's throne world. I need someone to go in and dig them up. Guardian, how do you feel about working with the Hidden?
The first time she said that, I got excited, because I always thought Ikora and her Hidden were pretty cool. But she said work with the Hidden, not join the Hidden. So, fine, whatever.
Hunt well.
Always. It's literally giving me no choice, so this should be strange. Oh, wait a minute. I understand. Or at least I think I do. Let's see. I will say this, on the bright side, I'll be able to give my full comments on the parts I had to go over briefly in the final thoughts quote-unquote stream that I did a few days ago. Because I honestly was not planning to do this, but thanks to LL, here we are. Not that I mind, I'm actually glad. I was kind of in the mood to make a new hunter anyway. I must have another new emote. Oh, stupid me. Yeah, that's why I messed up. I thought it was going to be you load into the Enclave and then it was going to give you the do you want to do normal or hard mode option. That's what I was expecting. But as usual, I got 3 things going on in my head at once, so it's hard to keep track, and I already forgot what I was doing. Yeah, it's gone. I honestly don't remember. Oh well, he'll probably come back when it's ready to come home.
Eris says throne worlds are kingdoms of thought, built according to the desires of the creator. I suppose Savathun desired a throne world made of light. Everything here is imbued with it. What's strange to me is that she's vulnerable here. Why would she just let us walk in? We need a clue about how she stole the light.
I will say in terms of length, this one feels like it's definitely longer than, I'm trying to think, Beyond Light. That was actually the wrong thing, but that works. You gotta love Thrall. Also, I need to be careful with that. That is a Lucian Hive Knight. Yeah. Yeah. Frisbee that. Oh, and for those...
Listen closely. You're not supposed to be here. Guardians aren't safe in a place like this.
Who is this?
Well, that's neat to know, pal, and you don't. Need to know. I mean, look, just get out before Savathun and her light-up goons realize you're here.
Are you with the Vanguard? Hello? We lost him. I can trace the signal. Any lead's a good lead when you have no leads.
Alright, see ya. Actually, we might be seeing them sooner than I thought. I mean, because they should be guarding that door, so it's really curious that they would come this far just to fight me. I think that was Destiny Physics doing its magic again, because they should have been on top of me if that was the case, and I was fighting all those other things. Yeah, it sucks, don't it?
We're blocked, but I'm picking up more of that psychic energy over there.
As I was saying, LL and maybe Jackie, whoever Jackie is, probably figured it out. But you do have to kill the ghost.
How did you do that? It's like you created those platforms out of thin air.
You do have to kill the ghost, otherwise the Hive are essentially immortal. The ghost will just keep bringing them back. so you have to kill them. And how you kill them, I think, is very interesting, as I mentioned in my really short stream a few days ago. Oh, also take note of this. When we're in the dark, Ghost turns on his light. Remember that, because it's gonna aggravate me immensely later. Almost as aggravated as that thrall's teeth were when I stabbed it with my knife. I don't have to do this, but I want to. I think they're only there in case you fall down. Yeah, they're definitely there for that reason.
That, up there. I think that door will lead us out. We just need a way up.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. The statues would even change whenever you're in this vision mode, whatever you wish to call it, deep sight. Oh, look at that. He turned his flashlight on because we were in the dark. I think I want to go this way first. Yeah.
I'm sensing more psychic energy nearby. It might help us find our way out of here.
I was trying to shoot the moth. Or not, yeah, the moth. But it was a bit too quick for me. I said this on the short version, so I'll say it again because it will be relevant. I've only done this once. Well, yeah, definitely this part. I've only done it once. And that was on the hardest difficulty. So when you see me struggling, whether that's with a fight or more likely platforming or a puzzle, that's why. Alright, Ghost turned off his light because we got plenty of that now. Well, I wouldn't say plenty. I would say enough. That's also a very easy way to get damaged, if not killed, is if you're not paying attention to whether the hive have the blue health bar or not. Or the little moth effect.
Hey, you're stirring up the hive! This is exactly why I told you to leave!
What do you know about Hive using the light?
That's why you're here.
That's need to know.
Yeah. Look, alright, I really shouldn't be doing this, but come meet me outside the fortress. Just be discreet, alright?
Yeah, I think we have to fight these things anyway, so might as well. You see how ridiculous this is. You can only imagine what it was like for Legendary. And we're not even at the tip of the iceberg. We're not even on the iceberg. It gets ridiculous later on Legendary. Especially on the one part where I nearly gave up on. I do like how peaceful it is, you know, with the birds and the scenery. I don't actually see the birds, but I swear I hear them. I do like the, I'm hesitant to call them rosebuds, floating around the area, flower petals. Again, it's very pretty as far as hive stuff is concerned. Probably the, not even probably, the prettiest. Hive stuff is usually very dark, very gothic, you know, skeletons, skulls and crossbones, that kind of thing. Black, lots of black.
The signal's coming from beyond that gate. We have to get it open.
This part, I wouldn't say it was hard, but I think I might have died once or twice on this part.
Hey, what did you do? What did you do?
Simply because of how...
Oh, you triggered the alarm. The Hive are gonna be all over you. What happened to being discreet?
We're trying to open the gate.
Look, just try to stay alive, all right? Once the gate's open, just make a run for it.
Simply because of how easy it is to get overwhelmed here. Also, for those of you who were around or will see it later, yes, I do delete every character I have whenever I make a new one, because I rather focus on the one than the many. Of course, that's exactly how my 500k Ace of Spades got deleted. Still kicking myself over that one, but what can you do? And you see how that thing did not appear on the radar? So imagine if I was just a little bit closer and in flashing red health.
Gate's open. Let's go.
The Hive just invent ways to be unfair.
Between you and me, I don't think this guy we've been talking to is working for the Vanguard. I guess it could be a rogue hidden agent, or a lost guardian. But maybe it's just Savathun disguising her voice. Any lead's a good lead.
See, and that's why I said it in the other video. I really like Ghost's character in this. He actually feels like he has a personality now. And he made a good point. For all we know, that could be Savathun disguising her voice, considering what she did to Osiris is really not that hard to believe. So I do like that in-game Ghost actually acknowledges that, as opposed to me having to do all the hard work.
What are they doing here? They don't go anywhere without being directed.
That's also a reason why I like the Deadfall, is for situations like this, where if you can shoot your Deadfall, and it'll stay there for a good bit. You can shoot your Deadfall, let it lay as the trap that it is, and still be able to get your super back thanks to a rally flag, or rally banner, or whatever it's called. I would say also this part was not, I guess I could do that, you know, kind of give you a, I wouldn't say a play-by-play, but more like an overview of how it was for me the very first time on Legendary. So, knew nothing and just jumped into the deep end. This part was not hard. I actually didn't die at all, but I had to be very, very careful because there were enemies everywhere. They hit really hard. The knights we need to kill are all boomer knights, so you can imagine how much fun that was. But generally speaking, it was not that hard. I just had to be careful and make sure I didn't get overwhelmed. Which is a general rule of thumb, period, but especially for this area and Legendary. And that rule only becomes more and more true as we go on. Thought I'd give the old sidearm a time to shine. I'll also show you another trick that I do for those who are interested. Well, as soon as I have a breather. Alright. So, you can tell by my shadow and the emote right there that the sidearm is what's equipped. Well, being the Fashion Souls kind of person that I am, I never like it when I'm like this. You see that big, ugly rocket on my back? So what I do to make sure that's always hidden away is bring out the rocket, switch to this, and it's fixed. Fixed. Need to bring out the rocket, just switch back. So a little tip for you if you have a pet peeve like I do and don't like the fact you can't just lock down your visual gear. I just pulled a Xenos, just came up in there and stole the kill. Well, not a Xenos, but a Xeno. I hate that their names are so similar because I freaking hate Xeno. I spy with my invisible eyes.
Another hive wielding the light. Eyes up, Guardian.
Got suppressed a little bit, but that's totally fine. Actually, I wonder. Yeah, I'm definitely strong enough. Oh, there went her skull. Oh, there should be a lot of bones. Through the shield. And off the pillar. Alright. Now where are you at? Oh, you ran away? Of course you would.
Not sure I'll ever get used to seeing ghosts serving the hive. All ghosts were created after the collapse. The Traveler released us just before it went dormant. These ghosts had thousands of opportunities to choose a guardian, and they passed right over humanity and chose our enemy instead. I can't forgive that.
Okay. Now what Ghost said there is very important, because it pisses me off later. But first, that knight that ran away, and I guess his little buddy, I'd probably run away too if I just saw one of my friends get soccer balled off a pillar like that. Secondly, when I first heard that, I said to myself, nah, Ghost, that's kind of unfair. That can't be right. You know, they would never, you just might be saying that iconic line, you probably see where this is going. They would never choose to serve Savathun by choice. Surely, they had to be brainwashed. I don't mean brainwashed as being tricked. Being tricked is not being brainwashed. They are not one and the same. I thought for sure they must have been brainwashed, or they were controlled like a certain Warlock was. Or, you know, something like that. Surely they didn't just be like, yeah, humanity, screw them. We know they're good guys. We know the good they've done compared to the Hive and Cabal.
You brought us here?
Hey, take it easy. Just let me explain.
Yeah, being beings of light with the instinct to find creatures worthy of the light, humanity. Surely they would never choose to go with the Hive, creatures that have actively tried to kill the Traveler. No, surely not. Oh, there's a patrol going on. I'm gonna go help. Crap. Alright, hopefully this won't take long.
Hey, you know, get awkward out of the way first, I always say. This, pile of ash and bone, used to be my, actually, don't worry about it. All you need to know, us wandering ghosts gave into the Hive believing we'd found purpose, and, well, peer pressure's a hell of a thing, huh? Also, because it's what the Traveler must have wanted. Yeah. Then Hive killed Guardians with light, and you think, that's the Traveler's will, really? I'll tell you what, I don't buy it. Not anymore. The Witch Queen's up to something. And, maybe together we get to the bottom of it, huh? There's an old Hive temple nearby with Savathun's secrets inside. That is all I know. The what and the why? That's your game, yeah? And when you get there, radio me. Private channels only. Oh, almost forgot. The name's Finch. Honor to meet you. Yeah, for real.
Personally, I like Finch. I like him a lot. I see some of myself in him. But I despise, and this is not his fault, this is the developer's fault, I despise the fact that they actually wrote it to where the ghost chose to serve Savathun. That actually pisses me off for many reasons. And yeah, I guess this is just locked just because the campaign isn't finished. But I'm like right around here, actually. And unfortunately I cannot grab these yet, which is the entire reason I talked to him. So let's try to get to the... I might have called it an event. Well, actually, no, it is an event. Anywho, let's try to get there before it ends, so we can help out and hopefully get something. Not that I'm really hurting for anything right now. Also, again, I don't know if it's correct. That's just what I've seen people do. I got suppressed, so that must mean there is... No, that was me. I was about to say, I sometimes get the smoke bomb and the grenade button mixed up. When I mean to throw a smoke, I throw a grenade. When I mean to throw a grenade, I throw a smoke. For a second there, I thought a Hive Knight showed up. I was like, well, that doesn't normally happen. That can't be right. Thankfully, I was wrong. I'm actually okay with being wrong there. But yeah, as I was saying, I usually see people throw that at this thing. Try not to do that when there's enemies around, because the orb will auto-track to enemies. That happened to me before, and I don't know if that ruined the heroic version of this or not. But it's a risk I'd rather not take, especially since there's no reason to take it. So, if you're worried someone might ruin it, just grab it first, and then try your best to just throw it at the ship as soon as possible. That works. Oh, and now that I kind of understand, okay, either someone else beat me to that, or something else happened, I'm not sure. Alright. But it actually does make sense now why the Scorn have darkness, why they have ice abilities. At first, I didn't understand it until I started to really pay attention to the Dead Man Tales quest. And when you compare what happens there...
Another pyramid superweapon down for the count.
And another day protecting the throne world from destruction. Good work, Guardian.
So when you compare to... Yeah, I got it. So when you compare what happens in that quest to what's going on now, it actually does make sense. Because at first, I honestly thought they just gave them the darkness just because why not? Even though from a lore perspective it'd be stupid to do that. So I'm glad they actually have a lore based reason why the Scorn can use the darkness now. As opposed to just giving it to them to make them even more annoying and new enemy type when not really.
I still can't believe Savathun has the light. The light is sacred, Guardian. It's what gives you your power. It's the reason I found you. And I will never let the Hive steal that from us.
Yeah, I like Ghost's character in this a lot. To be fair, he kind of won me over in the very beginning, like the Red War. Honestly, he won me over. It just took some getting used to with the new voice actor. Actually, that was a while ago, but you get what I'm saying. I like Ghost. I've always liked him. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they're about to leave. Never mind. I was going to go and try to fight them. But yeah, I especially like his character in The Witch Queen.
Finch, we're nearing the Hive Temple you mentioned.
Whoa, 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 hey, careful using my name out there. I don't need the loose and hive catching on to our friendship.
Okay, okay. We'll be careful.
Did y'all see how big that dragonfly creature was? I honestly think that might have been the size of my hunter's head. Maybe even her torso. That thing was huge. Oh, look at that. Nah, I missed. Oh well. There we go. Ah, it took too long. I thought I could have made it, and I would have if that thing wasn't so dang hard to hit. Wait, what am I doing? See, I'm still trying to fight them like they're super, super strong. It's kind of ingrained into my instincts to, you know, survive. But I'm so much stronger now, can just rocket them once and be done with them.
So, Finch, mind telling us what exactly it is we're looking for?
Oh, you know, what's his name? That old Warlock Osiris? Yeah, it's his ghost. Well, was his ghost.
Wait, you mean Sagira?
That's the one, yeah. You know what happened to her. How she, you know.
Sivo Arath came for her, backed her into a corner. But clearly Savathun found her shell, impersonated Osiris.
Ah, I see. That must have been part of her play, to steal the light, I mean.
Sure seems that way.
Well, I'm sensing some skepticism.
We don't know you, but you're very eager to trust us. Makes me uneasy.
Hey, now, I am taking a huge chance trusting you too, you know. I bet you change your tune once you find Sagira.
If we find her, then we can talk trust.
Okay, it begins. So, remember earlier I was going on and on about how Ghost turns on his flashlight when it's dark? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it's not dark enough. Let me get closer. Oh, was that still not dark enough? Hold on. What about now? Is this dark enough? No. Again, it's a small... It really isn't. But it just aggravates me that they're doing this, because they do this solely for gameplay reasons when they don't need to. They could just as easily just already have it like this. Having make me do that is completely pointless. Also, what I think is really funny is back in like Destiny 1 when I learned, oh, Ghost also doubles as a flashlight. That's cool. I would like it better if I could activate it whenever I wanted, because even in that game it could be dark and Ghost would just forget that he's a sentient flashlight. Same thing here, but much, much worse. To plant the banner or not? I'm going to choose no. Excuse me, not yet at least. Because I'm not sure... There it goes. I'll say I'm not sure what will trigger it, whether it's an enemy or getting too close, but it's fine. So I'm strong enough to do it anyway, and I'm almost maxed on everything right now, regardless. So it's cool. I'll let him do his little thing just so you guys can see it. So this dude right here, I actually jumped into him. This dude right here is actually pretty annoying because he's the most spry out of all the Lucient Hive. Like, he will actively be dancing around your shots. And we're going to see him again later, so don't worry, but it'll definitely be more apparent when we fight him then. Oh, you almost got me. Oh, where'd your friends go? Oh, yep, there's another one. I'll worry about him later, because I actually do want you guys to see just how agile. Oh, and for those who don't know, he's supposed to be the hunter equivalent, my class. While the wizard, the one we fought earlier, and I was like, oh, I took too long, she came back. That one's supposed to be like a warlock. And then the very first one we meet is supposed to be like a titan. Okay, let's see if he'll actually do it. Yep. So there's him jumping. Yeah, he was actually taking the shots right there that time. And I don't know if it's the one that shows up later. Come here, you. Through the wall. I don't know if it's one that shows up later, or if it was because it was on Legendary. But I'm not kidding when I say he was jumping around
Scorn.
like...
What are they even doing here?
Like every 2 seconds. Like every other shot I shot, he would dodge it. He was that evasive. Well, since we got heavy ammo to spare. Remember, I said do not do this when you're playing on Legendary, because for all I know, because I don't remember, there could be like 7 abominations about to spawn once I clear this wave. Try to reserve the heavy ammo for the actual big threats. I'm just using it now just to get out of here faster, but when you're actually doing it on Legendary, use your heavy ammo very sparingly. Be frugal with it. Psych. Back out the door you go. Aw.
More traitorous ghosts serving the hive. Good riddance. They deserve what they get.
Oh, so, by that logic, I should be crushed into pieces too.
You turn tail back to the hive, then yeah, maybe.
That's, some pretty blind judgment there, my friend.
Meeting you confirmed a suspicion. Siding with the hive was a choice, and you all made it willingly.
Look, making a choice doesn't always mean you have multiple options, you know? Look, I am not saying buddying up with the hive was right, and yeah, maybe a lot of us do deserve what's coming. But me, I'm just trying to right my wrongs. That's gotta count for something.
I guess we'll see.
As those of you who do know, what they're kind of doing here is kind of what they did to Saint 14, and by extension Osiris, making him out to be the greatest guardian, Saint 14, or not the greatest, but the most beloved guardian to ever live, just to turn around and be like, oh no, he's actually committed many war crimes against the Fallen. Oopsies! I hate they did that to his character because it was unnecessary. They did it just for the sake of story and drama. Same thing with Finch. That being the case, or being said, they better not turn around and be like, oh, the reason why Finch joined Savathun is because he was threatened to do it. If he didn't do it, she would have killed him. Ghost says he would rather die than serve the hive, so that doesn't work. Well,
a walker.
Yeah,
Scorn
exactly.
aren't playing around.
No excuses. So they can't turn around later and be like, oh, it was this super heavy reason that Finch joined the hive, when he could have just as easily told us right there, but he didn't. Why? Either because the reason does not exist, it literally was just, I was tricked, I'm sorry, or they're going to try to make it this really big deal later, when realistically Finch should have just told us right there why he did it. This thing, again, I didn't die fighting this thing, but it was a very slow fight, because like nothing was dropping heavy ammo. I was much weaker when I was fighting this for the first time. Oh, also Hawk Moon will probably actually be better for this, just for this part, so I'm actually going to switch to it. Just because it's kind of a boss damage weapon. Especially when it makes the caca bullet noise. There and there. Look at that damage. It's not a Galahorn, but considering it has unlimited ammo, in the long run, technically, it should surpass the Galahorn. But the Galahorn is all about doing as much damage as possible right now, not how much damage can you do throughout the course of the fight. Okay, Leroy. Nice try. Nice hustle. I love doing this so much. I'm glad I figured this out. I stabbed him so silently it didn't even make a noise. Oh, another thing I hate about these things, for those who don't know, if you kill them, the explosion can also kill you depending on how close you are and what you're by. Like that, if I was against that rock, either it would have done much more damage or it would have just straight up killed me. This is how Destiny physics work. I guess I'll stick with Hawkmoon for a little bit, because we are going to deal with a boss a little bit later, and I'd rather not blow myself up with my rocket launcher. Also, I asked this question in one of my Destiny Discords, and the answer was not exactly clear. But I think from playing with not high recovery, that does remind me of something I was talking about earlier, so I'll have to get back to that in a second. But playing high resilience versus low resilience, and then using the Eye of the Storm. I honestly think Eye of the Storm does better with high resilience, simply because you have more health, meaning you have more opportunities to take more shots. But by the same token, if you have lower resilience, lower health, you get to your max accuracy
sooner. So to get this straight, we're heading into a dangerous temple filled with deadly scorn to find Sagira, who was placed there by Savathun.
Well, that's about the gist of it, yeah.
And this definitely isn't some kind of trap?
No, come on, look, interrogate me all you want, but I am not hiding anything, I promise.
Honesty goes a long way with my guardians.
Is that?
Ikora Rey, a leader of the Vanguard. I signaled her just in case.
Let's call it insurance. A watchful eye. In case your actions differ from your words.
Ikora Rey, wow. It's, yeah, whoa. I always wanted to work for the Vanguard.
With, not for. Do right by us, and we can discuss a more permanent role once Savathun is dealt with.
Ikora is so cool, despite her having another coming to Jesus moment in this game, even though she already did that back in the Red War, but I digress. This is going to be more of an AoE kind of run, yeah. So I'm not going to pick apart what Finch said about how he always wanted to work with the Vanguard despite joining the Hive. I'm assuming what he meant was after joining the Hive and realizing they're in the wrong, he wants to join the Vanguard. I'm really curious to get back to that sniper boss the second time I nearly gave up, because that thing was stupid aggressive for a creature that had a sniper rifle and could two-shot me whenever it desired. Oh yeah, for these things you actually want to shoot at their little incense burner. Actually, I think it has a different name, but that's what it reminds me of. Oh, there's an abomination. That's exactly why I did that. into the wall. And it ate him. For a second there, I thought I might have shot his hand, but according to the numbers, I did shoot him in the head, but he still didn't explode. So, I have no explanation for why that happened. Firefly should not have been on cooldown.
That's the last of them. Let's head down.
Just heads up, in case it wasn't obvious, this fall could also potentially kill you, so make sure you... It's actually closer to the ground than you think because it gets so dark. Make sure you try to time that as best you can. Okay, so here we are. First, I guess I'll do for this, because the boss is going to be kind of immune. But this is the first time I nearly gave up.
That was a giant Scorn. Was that a Baron?
You might be seeing things. The Barons are supposed to be dead.
Son of Oh, thank you, TNB. I didn't know you were a fan. Alright, so, as I was saying, as you can see, this is why it kind of annoys me so much with Ghost not turning on the light. Because you have to waste ammo to do this, alerting everything nearby to your presence.
Energy. Only shriekers.
What? Okay, I don't remember that from the extreme mode. Let me get out of here. I could blow them up with my rocket launcher, but that seems kind of a waste. Interesting. I seriously do not remember a room full of shriekers when I was playing this on Legendary. I find it hard to believe I would forget that, considering how deadly they would be. But anyway, what you're supposed to do is come in here, look for a chieftain, kill it, and then break the crystal. But there isn't one. What am I doing wrong? Yeah. Ah, there we go. I was about to say, I do not remember this room. Whatever, that's just my memory being bad, I guess. Also notice, magically, my radar is gone. How convenient, for no reason. There we go. Oh, and this is also why I wish Ghost would activate his freaking light. See, that looked like it was just a wall. But no, let me just empty my magazine just so I can see. Funnily enough, I did not have this much trouble, like, figuring this out on Legendary. Maybe because I actually had... Yeah, see, it's usually like this. Much more obvious, much more open. Oh, that'd be stupid. I don't want to blow myself up. Oh yeah, and that's another reason why you should probably put on the arc resilience, is because these gangly bastards are using arc grenade launchers, and they will spam the hell out of you with it. Yeah, how do you like the arc damage? I swear, man, the layout of the room actually feels different. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if my memory is just that bad, but I definitely don't remember the Shrieker room. The last one I was in, I don't remember that one either. Well, the next to last one I was in. I hate those guys. Oh, need to move. Oh, that reminds me, one of the cheapest deaths I ever got fighting this guy was, he was way on the other side of the room, and I was in, like, one of these areas, right? I was about right here, And he did that move, and it went up in here and actually killed me. That was a Screeb. So it's nice to know I have these kamikaze units coming at me when I cannot see. Actually, doing this brings up my radar, so I guess... But yeah, I turn really slow. Ace of Spades, third eye perk must override whatever's going on here. Oh, he got smoked through the wall. Nice. And the worst part is you gotta do this like 3 or 4 times. It's a good thing there's no boogeyman sneaking up on me while I'm lighting my path, because I have to empty my reserves just to do it. It's not like I need the ammo for anything else. No, I'm not letting it go. I'm not. Those of you who are new, get used to it. This is what I do. I rant. Ah, shit. That's the Shrieker room. I think we're not actually going to fight him yet. I think that's why I don't remember it, is I think he's going to run away or something.
Whatever that giant Scorn was, it's taunting us. It must know what we're after.
Let me get this. Come on, I should definitely remember fighting him and there being a Shrieker room. This kind of explains it.
The Scorn are supposed to be mindless, but these, they're powerful, organized.
If they act, it's because someone's telling them to.
The Fanatic would be a safe bet.
Oh, you mean Fikrul? The leader? The former leader of the Barons?
Perhaps. He was driven from the Tangled Shore not long ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
And you know this how?
Well, Throne World's bathed in Savathun's light, right? Supposed to be a capital P powerful, keep anything dark out. And yet, somehow the Scorn found a way in. Makes you think they found some sort of power to match, doesn't it, huh?
Then we don't yet know what we're dealing with here. For now, keep focused on the task at hand, Guardian.
Yeah, you're gonna have to... It better not be telling me to come over here just to turn back around. Okay, about to... Oh! That should be fine. Yeah, see, it's so dark. That just looks like a pit. Anyway, interesting thing, now that I know better. I should mention, the raid was not out when I was doing my little theories in the other videos. Now that it is, and I've been inadvertently spoiled on what's in the raid, I think Finch is actually onto something. And it's cool that Ikora didn't just say, nah, you're wrong. Because, what he says kind of lines up with what I think goes down in the raids. And if that's the case, that would explain why the Scorn managed to get in here. Like he said, it can't be Fergal or Frugal or whatever. Let me just make sure I'm not about to jump into eternity here. Yep. Just like there. And right there. Because Traveler forbid, Ghost turns on his freaking flashlight. Oh man, that makes it really hard to see. Oh, how convenient. As if it wasn't bright enough. There we go. You know, just in case. Want to make sure there's no shadows there. Yeah. Here we go. Now this is what I remember.
Sagira.
So, as I was saying, he's going to be immune again. So, I'm just going to shoot that in there. Hopefully catch some enemies with it. I'm sorry, I'll stop. I think I've griped enough about the lights and how stupid this is as a mechanic. Yeah, of course there'd be no enemies on the side I shot my super into. Why would there be? On the bright side, he is really slow, but that almost doesn't matter, because he can do that. So have fun getting blindsided by that when you have 18 resilience. Oh, looks like the fight is at 12. Now, let me not speak too soon. Back off. I hate how the enemies try to get in the same damn pants as you are just to hit you. God. That was kind of a mispress. I wanted to switch to my sidearm. There we go. Ooh, that was dangerous. Don't do what I did. I kind of saw it was coming, so I kind of panic shot. But it's very easy to blow you up when they do that. They'll throw out one of those totems right in front of you, right as you're firing. It'll be very easy to blow yourself up. So unless you get kind of lucky and guess right where it's going to be, don't do that. Just back off and blow them up from a distance. Man, all up in that corner. Also, as far as I know, from what I've experienced, there is no time limit once you break his shield. He does apparently become much faster. I'm gonna go invisible so I can find my way out of here. Anyway, he apparently becomes much faster, but his shield does not respawn or come back up until, you know, you do enough damage. So I would say take your time to kill everything before focusing too hard. That way you don't get blindsided like I nearly was. But yeah, this dude nearly made me give up because he was super aggressive. There were enemies everywhere. I could be two-shotted, if not one-shotted at times. Yeah, by moves like that. So all around, you see what I mean? Just no breathing room at all. One more go on the merry-go-round and he'll be dead. Ooh, legendary. Not legendary, exotic. Wow. I'm generally surprised I got that, because you used to have to get it from legendary lost sectors, and to be fair, that is where I got mine. And I did mention, I don't know if I mentioned it on stream, but I definitely mentioned it to a friend at least, that once you unlock the exotic from the legendary lost sectors, it is possible to get it like that. So I'm not totally surprised, but kind of still am. I'll have to check the stats on it once we get out of this. I think, yeah, we've been over here. There's no enemies. So it's probably this way. Yeah, it's this way because there's the room. I think this is the arc one. Yeah. Cool. Oh, and look at that. Having 100 intelligence paid off. Not that I'm surprised.
That was no Baron, but it felt just as powerful.
Ow.
What are we dealing with here?
I wouldn't stick around to find out if I were you. Grab Sagira and go, okay?
That's kind of disrespectful, Savathun. Sagira probably wouldn't appreciate you making her look so fat.
I stand before a being with 1,000 names. It whispers one. The witness. Remember it. Remember that name.
Did anybody else hear that?
Sounded like Savathun.
Who's the witness?
No clue. I've never heard that name before.
Hey, that's exciting though, right? A lead!
What's most exciting is that you were telling the truth.
Trust her, then, huh? Yeah?
Call it cautious optimism for now. Your guidance yielded results. But let's not forget Savathun remains at large.
Well, hopefully not for long if we have anything to say about it. I just want to expose Savathun. Stop whatever game she's playing.
You can be sure we'll hold you to that. In the meantime, what should we do with Sagira?
I'm not sure how we heard that voice from it, but I have a theory. Bring her back to me as soon as you can. And good work, all of you.
Cool. So yeah, if you needed any more proof, again, pretty good way to level up. If you don't mind, you know, making characters all over. I personally don't, but that's not what I use it for. Opening shot and Eye of the Storm. That's kind of an interesting combination. Very interesting combination. Let me guess, handling or reload. I'd rather have reload over handling, but okay, I'll take stability too. Man, this thing's gonna be super stable, isn't it? I'm glad I was one of those people that got Bloody Tooth way back in the day, because it's genuinely one of the best shaders in the game when it comes to weapons. Armor, for me, not specifically, but
first
for weapons,
the relic, then the illusions near Savathun's fortress, and now Sagira's shell. All linked by the same energy. The same dark energy, which you can interact with. It's been useful so far. I just don't like how little we know about it. I bet Ithora will have some theories about all this. We should head back to Mars.
I think that's the second exotic I've gotten on stream. Well, you know, not in my career. I might have gotten more, but in recent memory, I want to say...
First the relic, then the illusions near Savathun's fortress, and now Sagira's shell. All linked by the same energy. The same dark energy, which you can interact with. It's been useful so far. I just don't like how little we know about it. I bet Ithora will have some theories about all this. We should head back to Mars.
Thanks, Ghost. Yeah, see, he didn't explode, so it's not stated anywhere, and funnily enough, I've heard no one talk about it. Maybe because they're too busy using it in PvP, where it's very unlikely to happen. Well, not very unlikely, just unlikely. But it seems there is a soft cooldown for the Firefly effect. Oh, well, I was just about to leave.
Maybe you can make sense of this.
I do love this because I've already done it. I'm actually getting through the story faster. I do like that a lot. So, what's the next step? Defeat Scorn, public event. Oh, okay. Actually, I don't need to do that. That's not story related, if I'm not mistaken. I think it will help out with fees later, but I don't need to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll worry about that one later and that one later. Let's just focus on this. Also, while I'm here, let me go and tell you this little trick that I have. I mentioned it before, but I might as well show you. I almost don't care anymore because guiding light and burning light or blinding light is only a 2% difference, if I'm not mistaken. And from the numbers, with the numbers shown, yeah, this is my favorite shader to put on Sagira's shell. I think it's very appropriate, even before the Witch Queen and, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, guiding light is 10%. Blinding light should be 12, and when the numbers were actually just numbers and not in percents, it was only +6. So if 6 is a big enough deal for you, that's fine. And every little bit does help, so I guess I'll go ahead and do it. But generally speaking, when I'm just going through my bounties here, what I would do to save resources would be to make one ghost and give it 5, I believe it was 5 energy, and then just slap on a blinding light. And then whenever I turned in these, I would put on the blinding light ghost, so I can get the max amount of EXP as possible. Okay, 6. I knew it was like 5 or 6 or 7. Last time I got it right and said 6, but thought it was 7. This time I said it was 5, and I was right the first time about it being 6. Just can't win. Oh yeah, we can do all this in orbit. Let's go. Stop wasting so much time. I'm so happy that I have this. Oh, that reminds me. I was saying that before and I kept getting distracted. So, this was back when Bungie was sunsetting things, so yeah. But I genuinely did have the perfect set. Well, maybe not, because back then I was more into resilience than I was recovery. I think it was resilience. I'm almost certain it was. But I had 100 mobility, 100 resilience, and 100 intelligence. And I would probably still be using that set, or mixing and matching it to try to get the recovery if I had kept it, but I didn't because sunsetting. Might not have been entirely their fault. Maybe they didn't sunset the armor. I don't quite remember, but I'm tempted to say they did, because the only other reason I would have deleted it would be to get the shards and stuff out of it to put into something else. So I'm willing to give them a pass if I'm wrong about that. But I'm definitely not going to get over the sunsetting weapons.
Finding Sagira brings up a lot of old memories. When you picked up her shell, you were able to access something left behind. A psychic fingerprint. I believe the relic awoke a new ability within you. One that reveals what lies beneath the surface. One rooted in darkness. Something tells me this witness Savathun mentioned is directly tied to her theft of the light. We need to hear more of that fingerprint. Which means you need to strengthen that ability. We've learned from the pyramid on Europa before. Head there. Eris will guide you. If my instincts are correct, this ability could be just what we need to solve this case.
If that was a hand cannon, I would probably consider leveling it up, but it isn't, and I don't plan to use it, so...
What is it?
Most likely not. Oh, yeah. This mission was actually kind of long. It wasn't necessarily hard, but again, I did have to take my time because there were so many enemies, and it was so incredibly easy to die. Provided, of course, I'm not mistaken about which mission this is. it's coming back to me now. I remember this mission. I'm still unsure if it's the one I think that it is, but I do remember the beginning.
Beckons. The Guardians have harnessed its power before, and there is more for the taking.
How will communing with darkness help us understand the voices we heard when we found Sagira's shell?
Reach the statue at the heart of the pyramid. Strengthen your connection to the darkness, and you will see beyond the limitations of normal sight.
I never really bothered to look the first time I was doing it, but I think this might be physically, well, you can make the argument when we were sucked into it, but beyond that, I think this might be the closest physically we've ever been to these pyramids, and this thing is massive. It almost blocks out the sky when you get close enough. It almost makes it like it's nighttime when you get close enough, just because how black it is. So much for sneaking in quietly. Definitely giving me some Shadow Moses vibes, or yeah, Shadow Moses vibes. It seems like no matter how much power you have, sometimes those enemies always hang on by a sliver of health. It does get annoying after the 7 billionth time, but what can you do? No matter how much stronger you get,
granted darkness to the Guardians and the Fallen.
they still hold on.
It gives power to our enemies as easily as it gives power to us. I don't trust it. Let's just get in, take what we need, and get out.
See, this brings up the interesting, what continuity is this talk that I mentioned before, where if you take my character into consideration, technically she didn't encounter Shadowkeep and she didn't do Beyond Light. So from that perspective, it makes sense Ghost said what he said. But I do know, and I can't remember what it was because it's me, but I believe it was Ikora said something that alludes to your character, whether they actually did it or not, did do things like kill Oryx and channeled stasis and all that stuff. So if that is the case, then that means Ghost knows about Shadowkeep and Beyond Light. So him saying that makes no sense, because the darkness already told us that it's not friend or foe. Matter of fact, Ikora is going to say that later. It was one of those weird writing decisions, for me at least. Maybe it'll make sense later, but as far as right here, right now, it doesn't make sense to me. Et 2, Goliath tank. Even you two got to try to creep up on me. Yeah, and obviously it was not that easy when I was here the first time. Like, I had to really dig into my reserves to bring out things like rocket launchers, sniper rifles, all that stuff, just to deal with one. There's going to be another one later. Oh, and remember when I said later? I meant right now. Yeah, like, so much so I even had to shoot, like, through here. You know, just to get the most amount of cover and all that stuff as possible. Oh, it's still alive. I still hear it shooting. Ah, damn it. That was my controller. And I don't think that was a far enough throw, so... I'm not going to use another rocket, because that'll be kind of wasteful. It's so close to dying already. I just got to make sure it doesn't blindside me. Which I don't think it can do. I'm looking at the radar. Yeah, but I was going to wait till it fired again, just to be sure. I'm gonna move just in case it shoots the side of that building and the splash damage hits me. But yeah, keep in mind they can still attack you while blowing up. So it will be 100% possible, and it will do it, to fire its cannon while it's exploding. So don't let it finish you off like that. It hasn't happened to me, as far as I can remember, but I have seen it try to do it. But yeah, look at that.
Cabal's shield blocking the doorway. Looks like they got up here first. Eris, the pyramid is reacting to our presence somehow. Opening doors, moving platforms.
Perhaps it senses something in you. When I explored these strange passageways, I felt it sensed something in me, too. I resented it at first. To believe it recognized in me some secret kinship. But like you, Guardian, I have learned to use it.
That, I'm guessing ice, considering, you know, stasis. That thing kind of reminded me of Star Horse. I'm not sure if that was done on purpose or not, but that's what it made me think of. Uh-oh. Another little fun fact. Whenever you're getting shot at, and you see that, like, blue tint appear on your screen, it means that's where the shot is coming from, but you're not taking damage. So it's actually a good indicator. A good indicator for that was definitely bullet magnetism because I was aiming for the barrel. But it's a good indicator to let you know where you're getting shot from, so you don't actually have to stop and look at where you're getting, well, shot from.
There are Cabal supplies everywhere. It looks like they're trying to establish a foothold inside the pyramid.
Hoping to pilfer artifacts of darkness for their war against war itself, I assume. Xivu Arath destroyed their homeworld, and the conquerors do not take well to being conquered.
Bullies don't take well to being bullied, so what can you expect? I knew I heard a warhound. I was like, maybe that was the computer.
I think that device is jamming the pyramid's movement somehow.
Oh, sorry, jammer. But I was like, nah, I'm pretty sure that was a warhound. And sure enough, I was right. Also, it hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm pretty sure if you stand inside of that while it's spawning, it'll kill you. That's how Destiny physics work. It won't just push you out harmlessly. I'm all but certain it will take your life. I guess being invisible also means I'm intangible, or something like that. That or maybe it's rhino thick skin just can't feel. This room, again, wasn't hard. It wasn't even tedious. It's just, again, I had to be really careful because there were so many enemies. So what I normally did was I stayed pretty much around this area and just kept keeping air supremacy. So it'd be that much harder for them to surround me. Oh yeah, and on hard mode, there was at least 2 gladiators, and they love to hide beside the doors, or you know, like right there and right there. So I would just bait them out. Yeah, that's probably them right up there, actually. Much easier to deal with. But I would just bait them out so they'd, you know, actually take damage when I was shooting at them, as opposed to hiding, trying to at least, because I knew where they were, mostly. It was just a matter of not getting sliced in half. Because gladiators have really good armor and really high attack, and they can usually one-shot you if they have any kind of offensive multiplier. Man, I love high caliber. It's definitely my favorite. I know I already said that, but I can't stress enough how useful it is to have high caliber. I usually get armor piercing. It's not as bad as my handling curse, but when it comes to those 3, I usually get armor piercing and sometimes ricochet. They're about dead even, but I almost never get high caliber.
You said the pyramid recognizes something in us, Eris. But what?
Dark.
A defender. A finely honed blade. A curiosity. It could be any of those. Or none. Ikora too has asked this question, and my answer is always the same. Pure speculation. I worry the ambiguity weighs on her too heavily.
Oh, there's one of those turrets. I think it's called a scorpion turret. I saw his name there for a second. Scorpius. I knew it was something like that. I like that name for a turret, though. That's actually a really cool name. This room kind of freaked me out just because of whatever the heck is going on down there. And this one's pretty much the same as the last room. Try to stay up top. Yeah, that's reason number 1 right there. Oh, that was kind of cool. That wasn't. Can you imagine if that actually killed me? There, play with that. That could have killed me too. I didn't expect it to one-shot it. I was expecting it to be like a 2-tap, but nope, that could have killed me too.
I don't think the pyramid is helping us out of generosity, Guardian. It's manipulating us, using us somehow. The darkness is a neutral force, but the pyramids have an agenda. Until we know what it is, we can't let our guard down.
Well, don't worry, Ghost, I'm well aware. Yet again, this room also wasn't difficult. I just had to be careful. I just took my time, tried not to get my head blown off by these snipers. And they used to be called harvesters. I think that's an interceptor. One of the two. The point is, don't get mauled. Perfect. I'm seriously not used to the incinerators being so squishy. Yeah, it feels weird. I can understand why the scions would be that soft, but... those things actually do kill me, I'm gonna be angry. There was no way I could have helped that. Something else I guess I should mention about the incinerators is I don't know if shooting them in the head actually does more damage or shooting them on the pack. But I always shoot them in the pack anyway just because they explode when you do. I'm not going to fire my rocket. I wanted to make sure I wasn't about to drop right down in front of the platform there. Oh yeah, and you saw how he did that? I don't know if I mentioned it before, but on Legendary there is no radar, so when he did that, I would have no idea where he was until I looked for him. For all I know, he could have been behind me and just stopped me and killed me.
Ships, but we've never seen a pilot.
In her journeys beyond the Heliopause, Queen Mara Sov encountered the entity that commands the pyramids. She said its mind spoke louder than any other she has ever heard. A cacophony of thought. Perhaps those voices steer these ships.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so the ship was on my side for that moment at least. When I first saw that, I was thinking, please don't do that to me. Don't let that be some kind of timed thing where I need to time it so I don't get shoved off too. Such a buster. Really glad I spared him. Can you imagine being alive and falling down all that way? Really wonder what these freaky statues are. I do like they're so eroded you really can't tell what they are. They're vaguely human-shaped, humanoid. Then of course you have the ones that I told you look legitimately like horses, but I think even then that's just happenstance. I don't think they're horse-like creatures. I said it once, I said it a million times. Again, not overly dangerous, just, or rather not tedious, not even hard, just gotta be careful. Because there is a Colossus in the back. Was a Colossus in the back. Charged with light and memento mori. Can you even imagine?
Ikora said that this new ability allows you to see psychic imprints of past events. And if you commune with the pyramid, you might be able to see the imprint on Sagira's shell. It's strange. The light made you forget, and now the darkness helps you remember.
Yeah, that's actually really... I'm glad he brought that up, because it is interesting to think of it like that. Not saying the darkness has done any favors exactly, but still.
The Cabal are trying to destroy the statue. We have to stop them, or you won't be able to commune with the pyramid.
Okay, this is going to be the last time I say it here, because this is almost the final encounter. But the encounter here in general, again, was not overly difficult, but it was slightly tedious, just because how easy it is to die. You're almost constantly being flanked, and you're dealing with a... I want to say he's either Centurion or Colossus. I want to say he's a Colossus kind of enemy. I almost don't remember, because I was too busy running away from it and shooting it with rockets. But yeah, I didn't die, but I did come close, at least twice. And that weird Destiny physic, I think one of the platforms, or the room changed, basically. I'll just say that. Something spawned behind me, and it made me jump up higher than normal. Yeah, like that. But yeah, because I'm going to say this too, because I think this is also a good piece of advice for Legendary. Remember that you're playing by the boss's rules on Legendary. Unless you enter like at a really high light level like I'm at, like I'm definitely going to be able to do it better, because one, I'm straight up stronger, and two, I more or less know what I'm doing. But if you're like bare minimum 1350 and you're doing Legendary, remember you're playing by their rules. So don't try to speed run them or try to be flashy or anything like that. Just do the job and kill them. Worry about the extra credit points later. And yeah, like I thought, that's a Colossus enemy. I was actually lucky there, because I thought the first one was a red health bar, but he was yellow. Thankfully, he was still under the effect of my smoke bomb, so I was able to still get off the invisibility, even though I didn't kill him with the knife. That potentially could have gotten me killed. Because if I'm not mistaken, there is a pit to the right of me there. So if I had jumped right into that at a wrong angle, it would have bounced me off and I would have fell into that pit. Did a flip before you died.
I can feel it calling to us. Be careful, Guardian. Eris, we communed with the statue. We can't tell yet if anything has changed. It seems like we might not notice the effects until we're back in Savathun's throne world. Either way, we don't want to stay here longer than we have to.
Wise. These ships are still a mystery to us.
Ah, so close to a level up. Talking to Ikora should get me there, though. Oh, right. Another thing I was going to say is think back to the... Not the boss we just did, but the one before that, where I killed this random Scion and it dropped a rare engram. The reason I decided not to say anything, because I've already made this point before, but for the sake of talking, I guess I'll say it again. That's an excellent example of why I try to kill everything I can. The only reason I don't particularly care to do that in boss rooms is because it's a boss room. Just go in there, fight best you can, and get it done. But when it comes to running strikes and maybe raids and stuff like that, provided the enemies don't spawn forever, I do try to kill everything, because as I've shown before, you never know what enemy is going to drop that engram. You never know which one is going to drop something like whatever my leg armor is. Not my chest piece, because I know where I got that. But you'll never know when they'll drop leg pieces like this, or arm piece like this, or a head piece like this. These are all drops or from the turning in engrams, which I still count as a drop. Or the ones that might drop that one exotic that you wanted with perfect stats. You never know. Plus, you still get experience for your relic or season pass. You know what I'm getting at. So it's always beneficial to do it.
I admit, even after I sent you off, I had my doubts. But Eris reports the pyramid responded to your presence. A sign that we're headed in the right direction, I think. Now that you've paid a visit to the pyramid, you should be able to reveal the memory on Sagera's shell in full. The fact you can't means there's still something we're missing. The Hidden have been analyzing the wounds you see all across the desert. The areas around them emanate with strong concentrations of psychic energy. They've located a similar concentration inside the throne world. I believe that's what we need in order to make Savathun's memory fully manifest. Take Sagera's shell there. Then we'll see if I'm correct. Hopefully, this is how we'll finally find some answers.
Right then.
Strike with precision, Hunter.
Always. Just gonna go through all these so they don't get in the way later. Alright, so thanks to all the time that was wasted with Destiny being, you know, Ethonra luck charged. Instead,
Get this.
I am actually going to end the stream now. For two reasons. One, I'm getting hungry. And two, I'm curious what LL has to say. I'll definitely do this stream earlier tomorrow, like before 10 o'clock even. So you don't have to be here to watch it. You can just come back later and skip all the boring stuff. I actually don't feel bad about breaking this stream apart just because I wasn't forced to do it like it looked like I was going to have to be. This was still my choice, so I'm not too beat up about it. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and see you around.